Alright, hello everybody. Elias5891 here, with tonight's showcase of the EFM modded finals for Season 2 of the Catane League. With me I have our two other commentators for the night, Catnip and One-Winged Angel, if you all would like to say hello.
Hello.
Miato.
Hello.
So this will be a good match for us. If one of you all would like to say anything about the competitors, what you all know going in.
Yeah. Well, going through all the standings and whatnot, it seems that these two competitors we have here, they're both undefeated except for one loss to each other. I believe Drake ended up during week 4 ended up taking that. So I believe Drake is 1 point ahead on the leaderboards, but these are the top two through everything. They've pretty much consistently played very well the whole season.
That's correct, yeah.
Indeed, having gone 0-3 against each of them, I personally can also vouch that they're both very strong competitors. And with how tight their Week 4 matchup was, I'm expecting to see a very good show here as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and yes, Drake is actually also part of the modded team for 2, which went to the finals, and they were the team that went to the finals without needing to fight in the semifinals. So that's another testimony to their skills.
Mm-hmm. Drake is a very, very. I have played with Drake a couple times, and I've seen him play, and he is very, very smart. I know for a fact that he's going to be a tough one to beat, but I also can't speak on Labosel. I have not spent that much time with them, so we will have to see.
Yeah, Labosel, his team unfortunately did not get to participate fully in the team category. So, aside from my interactions and what I've seen as the host of this tournament, I haven't seen a whole lot of his play either. Although, from the comments I've seen in the main Discord, I know he takes good pride in looking over the modules, learning them carefully, finding the details out. So,
Mm-hmm. That is true.
um, Kat, I think you were looking over their module lists. Anything really jump out to you as definite standout modules to be on the lookout for?
Well, my personal standout is Modules Against Humanity. I believe Drake was the only one to choose that in his list for modded individual category for modded EFM. For the others, Pattern Cube is something that our team banned for, I believe, 3 other teams. So that seems to be a bit of a tough one, but I'd say quite a good mix for both players in terms of something I did not expect to see under competencies, and also something a bit easier to outweigh that. So I believe quite some strategical planning went into both of those lists.
Indeed, I can definitely agree with that. Now, both players got to veto 2 items total from their opponent's list. Drake had vetoed font select from Labosel, and after its effect in the week 4, he also decided to veto splitting the loot, which is a very time-consuming module. Labosel, on the other hand, had vetoed marble tumble and added cruel piano keys to his list of vetoes. So, interesting choices there, certainly.
Definitely interesting. One thing looking over these lists, I'd like to point out is that Labosel's list, Labosel's pool has a lot of modules that can be soloed without looking at the manual. You see, Labosel has on his list Boolean Venn, has Rubik's Clock, Super Logic, a bunch of things that Mystic Square. Even you can get that done without having to look at the manual page. You can maybe queue up a manual page for one module while working on another one that you don't have to look up. And I see that a lot more on Labosel's list.
Agreed. And looking at the specifics, which are visible on the league website for those who also want to check it out at elias5891.com/season2. in addition to there being a lot of soloables, a lot of Labassel's modules, in my opinion, feel more logic based, whereas Drake's seem to have a lot more numerical modules, equations, number cipher, lots of mathematical ones in there.
Yeah, agreed. He is very good at math. I will give him that. He's very, very fast with numbers. It kind of amazes me how good he is with being able to just figure it out with barely even a thought. He's a very smart man.
With that introduction out of the way, shall we get into the first bomb?
Let's do it.
Let's.
So for these videos, we'll have Drake on the left, Labassel on the right. Like the modded team category, we technically have audio, but it's an EFM category. There's not a whole lot of audio there aside from the audio of the modules, so you're just gonna pretty much have to go with what we're talking about. Sorry.
Hopefully, we will be able to fill that silence with our own ramblings.
Yes.
Indeed. All right. So with that, let's go ahead and kick this first one off.
So, Labassel firstly seems to be checking the edge work, while Drake just goes on straight onto a module.
Yeah. I think they're both trying to work out that big circle first, because that's gonna be what they're gonna want to get done, and then maybe take a look at what's going on with black hole afterwards.
Yeah, it's definitely the one to be taken care of first in casual bombs, at least, because you don't need to count modules solved.
Let's see here. In addition to those, we've got LED encryption, rhythms, light speed might take them a little bit of time, some tangrams, battleship equations. We see Labassel starting out with the first step of the black hole.
Wow.
Trying to probably space that out to knock out as many digits as possible, as quick as possible.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And it looks like Drake's about to do the same thing.
Right, I'm also moving on. Tangrams, I believe that is.
Oh, Drake, really quick work with that big circle already. And he's moving on to the second digit of black hole. Rather, the third, probably.
We see Drake hitting battleship. We'll see if this is one that you can kind of bypass the radar on. He's got zoomed out a little bit, so it's a little hard to make out the numbers. It's 32113 31402. The way most people read it. Looks like Labassel might be zooming in close enough to get a good look at it.
Yeah, also Drake now also has one module solved, so they're on par with that. Labassel was the first one to get that solved, though.
And what we're seeing is that Drake went right after Battleship. He's trying to get all the quote unquote easier ones done first, trying to get the faster ones. What with Big Circle doing Battleship, and with Labassel knocking out Tangrams rather early, I think that's going to put him at more of an advantage.
Yeah, that definitely feels one of the a little bit finickier modules in comparison to, for example, battleships.
Yeah. Drake has knocked out his black hole.
And yeah, even though Labassel was 1-0 at first, now we see Drake being ahead by 2 modules. 3 solved versus, well, just now 2.
I think Labassel's about to fix his. Yep, so now we're back to neck and neck.
I will say, as one who doesn't play with the black hole module much, it is extraordinarily loud.
Yes, it is. Oh, and Labassel made quick work of LED encryption. Moving on to chord qualities. Looks like that's going to be a minor major 7. Nice. Very fast work. And Drake's got his equation.
It's really nice to see going this just back and forth. You think one player is a little bit ahead, then the other one catches him and perhaps even exceeds him. And like this, we're halfway into the bomb.
Yeah, it's very much call and response at this point. Drake is very close to there. It is. So there's his Mystic Swear's gun. So again, it's just a 1 module margin at this point, and Drake's gonna have time to catch up. Oh, he's going for light speed next. So depending on how fast Labossel can get done with equations, this might be the margin might widen a little bit.
Yeah, I do like not leaving light speed for the very end because just that final encryption is taking time, so better have that going while you're onto another module.
Absolutely, and that's something that you want to definitely keep in mind.
Yeah.
When you're doing a timing category like that, is make sure you end on a module that is an instant end. If you don't have a forget me not, if you're if it's just you don't want to have to wait another 10 seconds for an animation, or God forbid like a jewel vault or something like that. You don't want that.
Yeah, especially it seems that in this first month it might come down just a few seconds.
It's looking like that, yeah.
So we see both of them pretty much finishing up modules about the same time, keeping that 1 module difference.
Labossel now has 2 module difference, but I would not be surprised if Drake would have another solve in, let's say, 10 seconds.
Yeah, Drake is catching up, and he's also saving. Yep, he's also saving faster modules. He's got LED encryption. He hasn't touched that one yet. The chord qualities, he could definitely make easy work of that. Looks
that
like
also. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, he looks like I was just gonna say it looks like he's about to do tangrams, which he is. So he's gonna make quick work of that one as well.
Yeah, it does. It is also beneficial just to get the tougher ones out of the way, so that let's say if you make a sort of stress or tiredness mistake on one of the modules, the restarting would take less time than restarting on let's say like Lightspeed, where you have to check everything from the beginning, and it takes time to redo it basically.
Right.
Also even again. 8
we're even. Drake is down to only rhythms and LED encryption, and it looks like Drake is going to take this because Labossel is still on Lightspeed, still has rhythms left.
Still on planet. Well, just now moved on to
officers.
Yeah.
So all we're waiting on is one more click from Drake, and then he's gonna nab this round.
And there we have it.
There it is.
7:41 left.
7:41, and then we're waiting for Labossel with rhythms and that last encryption. Ooh, double checking.
Yeah, I think he has rhythms. I think it is a Mystic Square, perhaps, that he's not done yet.
Oh, is it?
The lights off on rhythms.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep, you're right.
It is Mystic Square indeed.
Luckily, it does make quick work of it, but it's a little too short.
Yep, but a 32-second time difference. I mean,
that's a close margin. That is very close compared to what we've been seeing. Yeah,
it's not as close as I would have expected in a way. But yeah, it's significant enough to see that Drake definitely had this one. Still close run overall, I'd say.
Yeah, and it still goes to show that it could go to anyone. Like, we have two very evenly matched competitors. It's gonna come down to the wire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just when you see the time difference of 30 seconds, it feels like, okay, there was some significant strategical differences.
Yeah, and notice both of them were strikeless in that round. So once
Indeed.
again, yeah,
And to be fair, I mean, both of them clocked into that bomb with a usage time between 7 and 8 minutes, which doing
yeah,
all of that by yourself is no small feat.
right.
Yeah, just a little bit over half of the whole time. That's
Yeah.
impressive by, I would say, any standard.
Absolutely.
Most certainly.
10 modules in 7 minutes.
Oh, so as you said, with that, Drake takes a 1-0 lead. We'll head into bomb. That first bomb, however, was the one that Drake did have the advantage on, the 7-3 module split advantage.
Right.
The second bomb coming up is the one where Labossel gets the 7-3 advantage. We'll see if that shift is enough to make a significant difference.
All right.
And was this also like 1, 2, 3 the way they solved it, or is it some
Yes,
different
yes.
order?
These
Also,
are being
okay.
aired in the order that they hit them.
Well, right away, I'm noticing a know your way on this bomb, which, depending on your knowledge of the module, it is a very difficult module.
And an X-ray, which can be quite time-consuming depending on the diffuser.
Absolutely. You've
On the
also got
plus
a
side, you do have the Mystic Square with the hole in the middle, so that's an instant notice of where the skull is.
I'm seeing a second know your way. We've got 2 equations and know your way, nonograms, a logic gates. Yeah, it's not bad. Not a bad spread right there. I also think I saw a binary tree, which is not too difficult for these guys. Well, it looks like Drake is gathering up his edge work. I think Labossel wanted to hop right on X-ray before he did anything.
Yeah, I mean, in this EFM category, I think getting edge work is a little bit different than you would have in a normal bomb because, if you need it, you'll just check what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going to be the only one needing that information anyways. Whereas with
Right.
a team or with casual bombs, still a couple experts, you need to give that away.
Right. Labossel's
I did notice Labossel watched the X-ray but didn't actually punch anything in on it. I'm wondering if he was kind of maybe eyeing it out of the corner of his eye while he was doing the tangrams, maybe to finish up the nut.
That's what I was thinking as well. Just off of the hand, I can tell that it's going from top to bottom, then bottom to top. That's all I could realize. I saw an eye with an X in there. And that's really all I could get while I was.
And Labossel actually in chat has mentioned that he thought at that point he had an answer, but wasn't 100% confident on it, so decided to wait to submit
Oh
it.
yeah, that's totally relatable. That's
also,
totally
mind you, it's a minute and a half past, and Labossel has 3 modules done already.
Hmm.
Drake also still has good progress, 1 module, but just the numbers in itself. 3 modules in 1.5 minutes.
Yeah, I was noticing that Drake had spent a little bit of extra time looking at the side of his bomb, whereas Labossel just jumped right into it, and it's exactly what you said. You don't really need it unless you need it.
Yeah, but then in the previous bomb, for example, it was Labossel who spent a little bit more time getting edge work in the beginning of the bomb.
Right.
So just depends on which module you choose to go for first, probably.
Right. Now I wonder if Drake. It looks like Drake is going with Sky's solo nonograms thing. I'm not quite sure what it is off the top of my head. Looks like Labossel's doing the same, actually. That's very smart of both of them.
Yeah, and it's kind of nice seeing the two actually work on a module simultaneously. Kind of see a head-to-head on a module level.
Absolutely.
So far Labossel definitely has a significant upper hand in this one. 3 module difference, and also for the current module, significantly more progress for the nonograms.
Yeah. Labossel's been jumping around more, like going to one module, then looking around, looking for another one. Drake has just started on one side and kind of gone in reading order. He's moving on to...
and also, so nanograms, tangrams, and X-ray. So tangrams is in both module pools. Nanograms and X-ray, for example, are in Labossel specifically. So that also makes sense for him to finish those first and significantly earlier than Drake.
Right.
Like Elias mentioned, it is Labossel bias bomb, as it were.
Right. I can't speak for Labossel, but I do know that Drake does have an empty profile, as it would be called. Like if you were to play casually with Drake, he does not send you a profile. He knows every module. So he's able to adapt, at least. So that's a good advantage to have.
Yeah, Labossel, I'm pretty sure Labossel's the same. Both of them will just take anything you'll throw at them, which speaks to their levels of confidence.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's sort of my aspiration for the future and reminiscent of the past. Yeah, so 2 modules difference, closing up a little bit.
Yeah, Drake's moved to the other side. So the other side of this bomb on Drake is completely done. Doesn't have to worry about it anymore. Labossel has to, do a lot of rotating still.
True, but aside from the X-ray, the 2 modules Labossel has left is a pair of equations, so he can possibly use some of the calculations from one in the other without having to kind of back and forth.
Very true. Working his way through Know Your Way. All right, got that one. And here comes his other equations.
Closing up the difference to only 1 module.
Yep.
It does seem overall that Labossel just keeps having this advantage, or just a better hang of the bomb. And we have our first strike.
Oh boy.
That's definitely gonna matter.
Yeah, it's gonna come back to bite him for sure.
Yeah, of course, when you solve it, you don't really know, and you're just trying not to panic and better, calmer but steadier, rather than I still need to catch up, I need more time. And with that, Labossel has done the bomb.
Labossel has taken it.
Yeah.
With a 3 module difference. With a 3 module difference, he's going back to check his equation now.
So with that, we are tied up at 1 apiece.
That is just unlucky for Drake, man.
Yeah, I mean, the strike didn't end up mattering. I mean, obviously the real time is still there.
Yeah. Well, like you said, Labossel had the 7-3 advantage on this. So, Drake, just because it's the same for both players. You may have an open profile, you may be able to do anything, but you're more comfortable with one thing rather than another.
Yeah, exactly. Or you know it by heart. You can do it faster and all these kind of things. Drake has now only tangrams and X-ray left.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And this actually mirrors their Week 4 matchup, where Labossel and Drake each won their respective bomb advantages, and it came down to the even split bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Now Drake apparently is a one monitor guy, at least for this one, so you do see him working on the manual page there, kind of.
I was about to say, but
the image.
In this case, we see a manual only now, and it's basically the pre-last module of the second bomb.
Yeah. To be fair, the original footage from Drake did have the repository up. For the sake of consistency, I trimmed that out of the final images here, but
fair enough.
It did kind of go over top of the bomb on this one.
Okay, then then a bit more mortal human being.
All right, that was a 3-minute difference.
Yeah,
Yeah,
6:30 is not a bad time. 9:15 though, under 6 minutes for 10 is just ridiculous.
Absolutely. That's just insane. Very
that's
well done.
just
Very
less
well
than
played.
half, basically.
Very well played.
Oh, and with
Yeah,
that,
and I mean,
yes.
as one could expect and hope from the finals, it comes down to the final bomb.
Yep.
As fair as it can get.
Oh Lord.
50-50 in terms of module weight.
Yes.
Indeed, indeed. So taking a sneak peek here right before we kick this one off. You can see another chord qualities, another logic gate, uh, number cipher, XO1, a very math heavy one there. You'll
Absolutely.
also notice, interestingly, 0 out of 9 on the HUD.
Huh.
That would indicate that one of the modules is not solvable.
I wonder what it could possibly be.
The contestants did have the option of throwing a needy in their component pool. Very few people took up that offer. I think Labossel and myself were the only two who did.
Right.
But
Right.
we'll have to see how that comes into play.
I was gonna say, I know Labasso's there. It is Lights Out. I know Labasso
Yeah.
was fond of Lights Out, so that would definitely be one from his weight.
Yeah, and like One Winged Angel said earlier, Labostel's modules are more math heavy, and because this bomb is a bit more numbers and math heavy, it seems Labostel would have the advantage, but still very early to tell. However, Drake does have one module down.
Yeah, Drake made very light work of that number cipher. Just absolute, just gone in the first like 20 seconds of his bomb, just destroyed it.
Yeah, in this case, it seems that both players are checking at work only as they feel needed.
Yeah. I'll tell you, that turtle robot is it's gonna mess with you.
Yeah, between Turtle Robot, Lightspeed, XO1, there's a couple good time sinks on this bomb.
Absolutely.
I am surprised to see a combination log in
Well,
such setting, but I'm glad. The surprise is pleasant.
mm-hmm.
And I find it interesting. Drake, I've noticed, as the needy has come up, has been solving it instantly. Labossel, on the other hand, got it next to a solution and then waited the clock out a little more, trying to manipulate the needy so it doesn't trigger nearly as often.
Yeah, it's a very smart move.
A good strategy.
Yeah, me personally, that module is I just can't really deal with that.
Lights Out?
Yeah, just these kind of clicking for me is just, I keep clicking multiple times, button mashing in a way.
Yeah. Well, right now we see Labosso working on that logic gates. We got Drake working out his XO1. I think he's about to put a solution in fairly soon, actually. He has been on it for around 40 seconds, I want to say. Interrupting by the needy. Yep, Drake's
Yeah.
putting in his XO1.
And that would be a good time to do it because right now Labosso just got a 3-module advantage over Drake.
Yeah, he just finished his logic gates. I knew that needy was going to come in the middle of it. Looks like, yeah, Drake's got one dart. He's got the 1010 so far. Working out his other two. And that needy just keeps coming at him, man. There he goes.
Ooh. Fanfares make it module 2 solved. However, it's still 2-module disadvantage. Drake would need to hurry up a little bit. Of course, he doesn't know that, which is hard to do so.
Right.
Which means it's going to be hard to hurry up. But, yeah.
Ooh, Labosso's moving on to Turtle Robot. Good to knock that out early, I would say. And Drake did logic gates very, very quickly. Whereas it took Labosso about I want to say 45 seconds to a minute to get logic gates. Drake did that in about 10. So he's making up the time very well. Looks like he's going to get chord qualities in the next 15 seconds probably.
Yeah, perhaps even earlier than Turtle Robot.
Well, there he goes. And there we go. We're back to a neck and neck. One module and one module. Or 4 and 4, I should say. And there he's moving on to Battleship. Looks like he's going to radar the safe spots.
Labosso already has some Battleship progress. It did seem like it's without considering the radar.
Mm-hmm. Fossil has put in 2 comments on Turtle Robot so far. Looking like he's going to find the third very soon. Wow, very good job on Turtle Robot.
Yeah, that's one module up. Drake has already completed Turtle Robot, hasn't he?
I don't.
No, I don't believe so.
No, my bad then. Yeah, moving on to light speed.
Hey, we're back. You know, one is solving a module and the next is solving a module. We went from a 3-module margin to now I think Drake is about to overtake it if he takes this combo lock, which he's going to. So we now have Drake in the lead after having a 3-module deficit.
It's like he heard my encouragement from the future.
Let's see here, though. Drake has got Light Speed and Turtle Robot, 2 rather lengthy ones, and then the Mystic. Labossel has Light Speed, Battleships to finish only. Mystic, and then something on the other side, and I don't recall what it is offhand.
Yeah, I'm having trouble remembering myself.
Yeah, chord qualities was done.
So there goes Drake's Mystic. He's going to work on that Lights Out. Let's see what he's got.
No, Drake has a 2-module advantage. Very well done. Definitely great catching up.
Very good push.
Drake's side.
Very good push. Now, Labossel's about to make that a one module difference because I believe he's on encryption right now. There he is. Oh, and the needy got in the way. Drake is making he's going pretty fast through light speed.
I mean, one would with that title, right? But yeah, both players seem to fiddle with that module as of now.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, it's X01. X01. So if Drake can get this light speed with pretty quickly.
Go the Turtle Robot, which thus far it was also the one that took Labossel the longest. So.
That is true. So Labossel's got the entirety of one Turtle Robot and this encryption to make up 3 modules, which is Mystic, X01, and what was the other one?
The last of the Battleship.
Right. So yes, that's right. Battleship just to finish.
2.5, basically.
Trying to find the last digit for encryption. There it is.
Input received.
All right, so that's done. So all he has to do is Turtle Robot.
I do believe Labossel would make very short time of Mystic Square.
Indeed.
But
having looked at the Battleship, that may also be a pretty quick finish.
It's just down to this X01.
Does seem Drake has an advantage, but I would still not be completely surprised if Labossel still got this.
Has Drake made any comments, or is he just reading the instructions?
I haven't seen him put in any comments yet.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, Labossel. There he
There's
goes
the
with XO1.
Okay, so just Mystic Square.
Mystic Square and finishing Battleship
And I
down
got to
to.
think at this point, screw finding the actual skull on Mystic Square. Just move those buttons as fast as you can. I don't think you'd save. I think the time you'd lose on the strike's not going to hurt you here.
Absolutely.
I would probably agree, but once again, they don't really know. Oh, but even if they don't really know it, Labossel just, for him,
Yeah,
it's
this
one of
close
the
to the end
final
of a ROM.
modules.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a
Yeah.
comment from Drake. Labossel's working on Battleship, almost done with that. Oh, Drake has taken it.
Oh my gosh, so
5:30.
close though.
Wow. Oh
It
my
probably
god.
would be only, so 15 seconds difference or so.
Yeah. All these. Yep. There's
Oh,
See,
a
there's
strike,
Labossel
but
doing
that
exactly
doesn't really
that.
matter.
Yep. Labossel is doing the YOLO strategy. But it's unfortunately just not going to be enough.
And there it is,
Oh.
530 to 503, a 27-second difference there on the last one.
Wow. Like we said, very evenly matched competitors here.
Indeed.
And that's the thing, like, once again, when you would see 27, approximately half a minute difference, that does seem quite significant, but then when you actually look at the bombs, it was close all over.
Uh-huh, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, 2 bombs with less than a minute difference, and the one that Labossel took was a long bomb time difference, but less than 2 minutes real time, I believe.
Yep.
So, it is amazingly close on
Yeah,
all of them.
that was insane. That was absolutely insane. Yeah, that XO1 is basically what made that happen.
Yeah, so congratulations to Drake.
Yes.
Yes.
Congratulations,
Congratulations
Drake.
to Drake on his victory. Congratulations to Labossel on an excellent second place. Only
Very,
losses.
very good job.
Indeed. Only 4 losses total, all to Drake.
All to Drake.
I mean, that says something that he did not lose a single round to any other competitor.
Yeah. Yeah, they've both been very, very aggressive competitors over these what was it, 10 weeks, I believe?
7 weeks, semis and finals, so 9 weeks
Right.
overall.
Yeah, 9
Feels
weeks.
like longer. In a good way.
As a player, it really does sometimes. It really does.
Yeah.
But this is going to wrap up the modded EFM and the modded overall, having done the modded team finals last week. All we have
Right.
left is the vanilla team finals, which we are hoping to see tomorrow. Still working with the commentators on that one, but the goal is to have that one visible tomorrow. Hopefully, that will prove to be as tight of a match as the 2 modded categories were.
Fingers crossed.
Who do we have for vanilla finals? It's Dremtem and
Ariana Grande fan club.
right, Ariana Grande.
And if you look through the vanilla results, those 2 teams, full disclosure, I'm one of them, but the 2 teams have pretty much been trading top spots week to week, back and forth throughout the entire season. So
yeah, I'm also part of the Dreamtime for those in chat with me right now. So I remember Elias, just while we were analyzing and just giving updates, while Elias was giving us updates about the situation, he kept mentioning Ariana Grande. Like, they are the ones to beat.
They are.
The ones that giving us a hard time and things like that. So
Yeah. So yep.
And
Well,
hello
so
to
we're
I actually see one of the Ariana Grande members in chat, so hello
yes,
to you.
Christy.
Yes. So hopefully we'll get to see that come tomorrow, and then that's going to actually wrap up season 2 once that gets taken care of. For those interested, it is Thanksgiving week here in America. So after this week, we're going to take a little break. We're going to enjoy Thanksgiving. We're going to take some time off up until the Christmas holiday, and then come January, we should be looking at season 3. There will probably actually be a I'll probably have a little voice meeting for those who want to attend, sort of a town hall for those who want to voice their opinions on season 2, suggestions for the next season and such. So if you're on the League Discord, be on the lookout for that. I'll be posting something about that later this week. And we'll be hopefully seeing some new contestants in season 3. I mean, turnout this season has been great. We had we had what I believe 8 teams initially in the modded teams and 12 EFMers originally. A drastic
8 teams in modded, yeah.
And that's a drastic increase from the 5 and 8 that we started with last season. So
Yeah,
we're definitely
definitely
growing.
quite a lot of teams in comparison in vanilla category, which personally was surprising seeing that for casual bombs modded has taken the popularity contest by a storm.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. So, well, we'll have to see how vanilla goes. Like you said, I mean that one went up to almost 10. We did do rule seed this year or this season, but we
Yeah.
went up from like 3-4 teams to 10. So it's been excellent to see groups go up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just overall, for season 2 compared to season 1, significantly more teams, significantly better attendance, and sort of not dropping out and deadlines and things like that, like in terms of scheduling and practicality. So that's very nice and very pleasant and very great.
Absolutely, as well as higher quality players. Like the longer that this Discord, this community, the longer that it runs, the more people will get up to quote unquote high level playing. As much as I hate to use that word, it's very elitist, but people are only going to learn more things.
Indeed, and as I said in the modded at the end of the modded team video last week, and I'll say again here, if this is something that people are watching and have any interest in, even if you don't feel that you are a quote unquote high level player, I mean, so long as you're going in, you're having fun with the matches, it's a great excuse to learn new modules. If you're in a modded category, it's a great excuse to get together with a group on a regular basis. In the vanilla category, even
Or if
taking
you
the
haven't been active in the game for 3 or 4 months and decide you want to come back and you realize how many more modules you need to learn, but still go for it.
I wonder who you could be talking about.
I have no idea.
So definitely something to if you have any interest at all, definitely keep season 3 in mind. It's I set out the first season for logistic reasons. I joined in this one, which was a little bit of a logistic nightmare. Yet at the same time, I wouldn't go back and change that. It's
Right,
definitely been a very positive experience.
right.
Even with Baby Panda being the third expert, or the fourth expert.
Indeed. All right, with that, guys, we are going to wrap up the video for tonight. Thank you again to Catnip and One Winged Angel for commenting with me. Greatly appreciate it, you guys. You all have done an excellent job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And to all you watching, enjoy yourselves, have fun, keep talking, and don't explode. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye bye.